truth seekers and curious minds, to another mind-bending episode of, well, that's interesting. I'm your host, QuaverTV, and today we're diving deep into a biblical mystery that's been puzzling scholars and conspiracy theorists alike for millennia. But before we begin, let me ask you this: what if everything you thought you knew about the world's first family was a lie? What if the seeds of humanity's downfall were planted long before that fateful bite of forbidden fruit? Today, we're exploring a theory that's as controversial as it is compelling. We're asking the question, who was really Cain's father? Was it Adam, the first man created by Yahweh? Or was it the serpent himself? Now, I know what you're thinking. Quaver homie, have you lost your mind? But bear with me, because this theory might just change the way you look at the entire biblical narrative. Let's start with what we know. According to the book of Genesis, Adam and Eve were the first humans created by Yahweh. They lived in perfect harmony in the Garden of Eden until the serpent, whom many believe to be Lucifer in disguise, tempted Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Eve then shared the fruit with Adam, and boom, sin entered the world. But what if there's more to this story? What if the serpent's temptation wasn't just about fruit? Here's where things get interesting. The Hebrew word used for beguiled in Genesis 3:13, where Eve says, "The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat," is nasha. This word can mean to deceive, but it can also mean to seduce. What if the serpent's temptation was sexual in nature? Now, I'm not saying this is definitely what happened, but let's consider the evidence. Cain, the firstborn son of Adam and Eve, turned out to be the world's first murderer and liar. Sound familiar? It's almost as if he inherited these traits from someone, Serpentine. But wait, there's more. In 1 John 3:12, it says, "Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother." The phrase, "of that wicked one," could be interpreted to mean that Cain was literally the offspring of the evil one, the serpent or Lucifer. This theory would explain why Cain's sacrifice wasn't accepted by Yahweh, while his brother Abel's was. If Cain was indeed the son of the serpent, he wouldn't be of the lineage that Yahweh had planned for humanity. But let's take this a step further. If Cain was a Nephilim, the hybrid offspring of a fallen angel, in this case, Lucifer, and a human, it would explain his supernatural abilities and his role as the founder of the first city. It might also explain why his descendants became known for their advancements in metalworking, music, and other technologies. Now, I can already hear the skeptics among you shouting, "But Quaver, the Bible clearly states that Adam knew Eve, and she conceived and bore Cain." And you're right, it does say that. But remember, the Bible also says that Adam and Eve didn't realize they were naked until after they ate the fruit. Could this be a metaphor for a loss of innocence that had already occurred? I know this theory is controversial. It challenges our understanding of the biblical narrative and raises some uncomfortable questions. But isn't that what we're here for? To challenge our assumptions and explore the mysteries that others are too afraid to touch. Let's consider the implications if this theory were true. It would mean that from the very beginning, there were two bloodlines on Earth, the descendants of Adam through Seth, and the descendants of the serpent through Cain. This could explain the constant struggle between good and evil throughout human history. It might also shed new light on Yahushua's words in John 8:44, when he says to the Pharisees, "You are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father you will do." Could he have been referring to a literal, genetic lineage? Of course, this is all speculation. We don't have concrete proof, and the traditional interpretation of Genesis has stood for thousands of years. But isn't it fascinating to consider? Doesn't it make you look at the story of creation in a whole new light? Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this theory? Does it make sense to you, or do you think I'm way off base? Leave a comment below or head over to our website at QuaverTV.weebly.com to rock with QuaverTV. Before we go, I want to introduce a new segment we're calling, What If They Never Existed? Each week, we'll explore how the world might be different if a key historical figure had never been born. So, let me leave you with this thought: what if Cain had never existed? Would humanity have avoided its first murder? Would we have developed technology and civilization at the same pace without his descendants? Or what about someone from more recent history? What if Nikola Tesla had never existed? Or Adolf Hitler? Or Walt Disney? How would our world be different? How much more or how much less? Life itself. Think about it, and tune in next week for our first full, What If They Never Existed? segment. Until next time, truth seekers, keep questioning, keep exploring, and most importantly, try to enjoy the daylight.